Okay.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
My name is Biz, and I'm a definite alcoholic. I started drinking when I was 12 years old. My mother made some rice wine from the ingredients from the welfare, and she left me to sieve this wine through cheesecloth. And I sieved and I sipped, and I sieved and I sipped. Excuse me. And I put on my first drunk and had to be padlocked in the side room. And that started me drinking. I started going to Sutton's Bar and Grill on Jamaica Avenue, and I'd get so drunk they'd have to put me in the booth to sleep it off. Then I had a man that I used to call when I got too drunk for him to take me home, which he didn't do, which is another story. But I kept on drinking from 12 to 31. I went downhill. I mean downhill. Fighting, cursing, lying, cheating, ducking, dodging, conniving to stay drunk. And I thought having a baby would get me sober. So I had my first baby, and the minute he started to cry, I said, "Give me a drink." I drank to him, and I said, "Well, I'll have a second one to keep the first one company." And I did the same thing with the second boy. I had two boys. Then I went a long way, drunk, drunk, drunk. Then I had a little girl, drunk, drunk, drunk. And I kept on drinking and watching me go down. This is my last drink I had. I'm 31 years old. And I figured, well, I can't raise these babies and be drunk. I found myself sitting between the two cribs crying because I didn't want to be a drunken mother. And I kept going down though. I kept getting drunk. And my last drink, this lady, I hadn't seen her since I was 8 years old. And I really wanted to see her. And one of the men from the post called me where I was drinking. I banged the phone up on him the first time. He called me back the second time. I said, "Don't bug me." And then when he called me the third time, I said, "Well, I better go over." So I grabbed the cab like he asked me to, and I went over. And I put on such a drunk, I never did get to see the lady. She came, but I wasn't there. I'm drunk in the bar. I kept on drinking, going down. You don't come up, you go down. And I looked at my son one day, and I said to him, "I'm going to commit suicide. I'm going to go up 3 blocks to the railroad and jump in front of a train." Instead, what did I do? I cried out, "Oh God, please help me." Now, my husband had told me about AA, and I cursed him out. I told him where to shove it and don't bother me with it. But that day in the basement, talking to my oldest son, which was 12 years old at the time, I said, "I can't live this way." I said, oh God, please help me." And something said to me, try this AA that your father has told me about. I took the telephone book down off the closet and I called AA. And at that time in AA, in 1952, when I came in, they would send somebody for you. They'd send somebody to your house or your job or wherever you were to get you and bring you to an AA meeting. But they didn't have anyone to send to me. So I got the address of the meeting and I walked to this meeting. And the minute I walked in, the girls behind the coffee counter said, "You don't look like an alcoholic." I never heard that word before, and I didn't know what they were talking about. And I started running out of the room. And Harold Adams came over and hit me on the shoulder. Hello? He says, "What's the matter with you? Where are you going?" I said, "I'm about to lose my mind, my home, my children. I'm about to lose everything through drinking." He said, "You have a seat, sweetie. You in the right place." And they put 2 tables up in the middle of the floor that night. And they all sat around and shared their experience with me. And boy, could I identify with a lot of them. So I started going to meetings July the 11th, 1952. And I've been going to meetings ever since. I'm now 68 years sober. And I don't plan to go back out there. I don't care what happens to me. I'm not going back out there. My father hung himself. I didn't get drunk. My son was shot and killed. I didn't get drunk. I had a sister jump 30 floors and laid on a canopy for 5 days. I didn't get drunk. I went up and had cancer, and the doctor told me I had 6 months to live. I said, "You don't talk to me like that. I'm in a fellowship that teaches me I live one day at a time." I'm still here and I'm 99 years old. And I'm still going to my meetings. I make 3 meetings a week up here. Since this disease has been going around, we haven't been able to go out in the street. So I stay in my room most of the time. I think I've been out 3 times this year, one wedding, and then to my engagement party, and to the doctor, I believe. Don't go out. And we do use this the machine. This is a God-given gift that was given to us. My daughter and I was given a large TV. And do we enjoy it? Both of us enjoy it very much so. And I don't plan to go back to drinking. I'm looking in 5 months, one day at a time, to make 100 years here, old, 100 years old. And I'm going to be here. I hope so. I found this higher power that the big book talks about. And they said, if you don't have a big book, get one now and read it. Don't put it on the shelf. Read it. Read it slowly. And you can identify so much of yourself in that book. I had the honor and privilege of speaking for Bill Wilson. He's dead, so I can mention his name. I spoke for his 28th anniversary. And after I spoke for his anniversary, I covered the whole United States talking, all of Canada from front to back talking. I went to Alaska. I went to Hawaii. The minute I got off the plane in Hawaii, they put a layer of flowers around my neck. I went to meetings in Hawaii, and every meeting I went to, they put layers of flowers around my neck. I came back to New York telling everybody I had never been laid so once in my life. Oh my God, I had flowers up to here, but I had a good time. And this daughter of mine up here is my AA baby. I was 4 years sober when I got pregnant with her. So she just made this week 65 years old. She made 65. And I'm 68 years sober. 68 sober. I can't believe it, but I do believe it because I'm not going back out there for no God-given reason. And I do make meetings, and meetings make it. Make sure you make your meetings. Don't let nobody interfere with it, because you don't get sober for nobody but for yourself anyway. And keep coming to the meetings. Whenever you can 12-step, I did a lot of that. I used to bring them into my home until they started stealing from me. And then I had to stop that. But all my AA life have been 12-stepping, somebody, somewhere, somehow. And that's what keeps me sober. I wrote down the other day the word think. The happiness I now know. My daughter here takes such good care of me, it blows my mind. And my son-in-law is good to me too. She has 6 children. And they have children. So I'm a great grandmother and a grandmother and a mother up here. And I enjoy it. I never slept and ate so good in my life. And I thank my God that I found, that I talk to every day. I make him first in the morning when I open my eyes up. My God, thanking him for everything he does for me. And anything I want, I ask him for, and he gives it to me too. I get it. Then there's a sweet Jesus. I pray and talk to him every day. I'm never alone because this alcoholism is a lonely disease anyway. You're very lonely. But I'm never alone because I sit here and I talk to God, talk to sweet Jesus, and I talk to Mother Mary. And there's a saint that I talk to. 4 people every day I keep company with to keep me sober. And I'm grateful for every one of you. I want the best for every one of you. And don't complain about AA because AA is wonderful. It takes the dead and make them come alive. And man, you live a good life. I want for nothing. I don't want for a thing. And I don't have to be out in the street. And my legs are not as good as they used to be, but I'm making it though. I'm really making it. And you're seeing me sit in my room now as it is. I have a nice chair. She went out and bought me a nice bed. I have a tendency of falling out of bed. So she got me one with sides to it where I can't fall out. I eat what I can eat. And I got new teeth, new ears. She made me over new when I got here. And this is my AA baby. I named her after AA, Adrian Anita. Everybody loves her. She's my AA baby, 65 years old, April 3rd. She was born on my mother's birthday. I've lost my mom, my father. My husband died in my arms, but he told me he loved me before he left here. And that I was riding on for a long time, still riding on it, because my name was B for a long time too. And I had to accept that because I was acting like a B. Terrible, terrible. Thank God I don't have to act like that anymore. We changed our way of thinking and doing, and we live a good life here. Come in and try it. It works if you work it. Get a job when you get in. Get a sponsee. A sponsee is another person to work with. I used to work with them by galores, and I had a good time doing it too. But I have a good life today. And I thank you for asking me to share like this. This helps me to grow. It'll help you to grow. Share when you can. And go to a meeting. Make sure you make your meetings though. Even if you have to push yourself. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. Without you, there would be no me. I tried to stay sober before AA on my own, and I never could do it. I never could do it. But walking into AA, July the 11th, 1952, I have not had a drink since. I'm over 68 years sober, and I'm planning to stay sober. I want to die sober. And I'll make sure I make my God first. Sweet Jesus second. Mother Mary third. And my saint, the little saint that guides me. And I hope the best for all of you, the really best. So I'm having a good life. And you can have a good life too. Try it. It works. Don't fight it. Don't fight it. I listen to too many of you fighting it, but you don't win anyway. You don't win. So join AA, where you can be around people. And you do need people. I know I need people. I don't have to do this alone. I'm on this thing 3 times a week. I'm on here. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And it's beautiful. I never knew I would live to see this. Don't forget, I'm 99, and my next birthday, I'll make 100. August the 15th, 1921. It's my birthday. I'm looking forward to this one, too. My daughter says she's going to have me blow out 100 candles. Oh, God. I guess I'll have enough breath for that. Can I get off now?
Yep.
Huh?
Yep, you're good.